Musk fired 80% of his employees at X, formerly known as Twitter, but new features are being added faster than ever. Elon continues to prove that he can get more done in less time than almost anyone in the world, even with smaller teams and budgets. He's able to do this because he understands a specific principle, and it can be used by anyone to be more productive in every area of life. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 strategies Elon uses and exactly how to apply them to massively increase your productivity with less resources than you're already using. I'm Max Hertan, and on this channel, we'll explore the systems that will help you build a high-performance life. Why do companies like Twitter, who grow to thousands of employees, move so slowly? It happens because of this concept called Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law says that if you have a task to do and you give yourself a certain amount of time to complete it, you'll often find that the task takes up all the time, even if it could have been done more quickly. Ignoring this law puts you at risk of being highly unproductive. So let's dive in. The first area you can focus on to make an immediate change is meetings. It's no secret that most meetings are longer than they need to be, but when you add it up, the time wasted can have serious consequences on your personal productivity or your work output. In order to make meetings as effective as possible, you should seriously think about the goal of the meeting and the shortest time needed to achieve it. Elon recommends that you walk out of a meeting or drop off a call as soon as it's obvious you aren't adding value. It is not rude to leave, it is rude to make someone stay and waste their time. I use a keyboard shortcut for a calendar booking link with either 15, 30, or 60-minute blocks. And that way I can very quickly email someone with just a 15-minute block, which forces us to compress what we need to get done into a shorter meeting so we can get back and continue to work on the exciting things that we're building. More time in a meeting doesn't equal more value. The next way Parkinson's Law can influence your productivity is something called project scope creep. When Elon and SpaceX were testing the Falcon Heavy rocket, they decided to do it by sending a Tesla Roadster with a mannequin to Mars. The goals of the launch were simple: make sure the rocket doesn't blow up and generate publicity. Because of those goals, Elon put a few cameras in the car to record the event. But imagine all the potential requests from the team to add more sensors, more trackers on the Roadster. That would be an example of scope creep that would end up delaying the project without moving the team closer to the actual goal, a successful launch that generates publicity. Let's say you're trying to start a YouTube channel and you buy your first camera. You might be tempted to learn every feature, but realistically, you only need to learn just the basics to film yourself so that you can move towards the goal of launching your first video. The tip here is to clearly define your goal and outline the minimum viable path to achieve it. Even with a clear goal, you need to understand this next point to effectively erase Parkinson's Law from your life. It's how to eliminate procrastination. Elon rarely procrastinates because he understands Parkinson's Law and sets aggressive deadlines at his companies. Elon will talk to the press about an idea before it's ready. He gives an expected date. For example, when he thinks the autonomous cars are ready or the new Tesla is being launched. It creates massive excitement. But if too much time passes, his reputation could suffer. And although he does tend to miss his delivery promises, it still forces him to push towards some crazy deadlines. Something that I found that works is I break down big tasks into smaller deadlines so I can use that pressure to move faster. The next one that you need to focus on affects almost everyone in the modern world is email. When Elon is pulling his famous 100-hour weeks during crucial periods, you know he's not constantly refreshing his inbox. He's focused on spending his time on the tasks that are most impactful. You need to think about not constantly checking your phone or email, although it's easier said than done, and it's something that I could be better at for sure. But my strategy is to batch email time into smaller windows, often less than I think I need. You can use a tool like Mailman HQ that sends your emails only a couple of times throughout the day to stop you from constantly checking. I also use something called Superhuman, which uses keyboard shortcuts so I can work through emails much faster, and it even has an AI function to automatically respond to emails. I also have my executive assistant remove unimportant emails from my inbox so I can spend less time there. But the key takeaway is to give yourself constraints on when to respond to emails and to make sure that you spend less time refreshing and more time doing the big tasks that are actually going to move your life forward. Parkinson's Law can also put money in your pocket because it's not just about time, but it's also about the amount of money you spend. Elon is known for his first principles thinking, where he'll constantly challenge his employees to make something way cheaper than what's currently the price in the market. At one point, Musk assigned his right-hand man at SpaceX the near impossible task of making a part that cost $120,000 with a budget of $5,000. He toiled for months and eventually came up with a way to craft the part for $3,900. Elon was pretty extreme here, but sometimes you have way more budget than you realize. A good question to ask yourself is there a way I can get something done with less resources? The answer isn't always yes, but you can surprise yourself by how much you can save by being creative. Understanding Parkinson's law opens up the door for creativity and operating like Elon. These seemingly weird little changes in your strategy can go a long way. For example, I use video games to actually increase my productivity and build my company, which I explain in this video. Check it out.